Alright, I just wanted to give you a quick little summary on some distortion stuff. A lot of people kind of ask about how I get my tone. The heart of the tone by itself is this divided by 13 BTR 23 amp. Comes in different formats. I have a head and then a open back 112 cabinet. And I set it up not too distorted. Now the pedals I have in the chain will vary, but I almost always have this lift pedal in here. And what the lift is it's a clean boost. So what that is it's like going over and just turning up the gain on your amp a little bit. Right? So you can... Sorry, my chords are terrible. So let's go back. This is what the bass tone sounds like. Right? So I'll go over, and what I'll do is I'll set these two pedals. Right now I have a red snapper, which is this one right here. I don't think you can get it in this particular format anymore. Wicked pedal. Very cool. I'll either have that or a highball, which is another divided by 13 pedal. A very cool pedal as well. Gives you 5 different little diode clipping things to choose from, so you get all sorts of different tones in it, but I just don't have it on my board right now. But anyways, what I like to do is I like to put two pedals together. So sometimes I'll use this. You know, my bass tone has got, you know, a fairly good amount of gain. My pickup is just a tone zone, a DiMarzio in my Strat, and it's not a ton of output. It's, you know, it's pretty gainy, but it's real clear. I like it. But anyways, what I'll do is then I'll add this lift. So we got... So it adds just a touch more hair. Right, so that's good for like maybe just a little bit more when you're going into a solo. Now this snapper or the highball, whichever one is in there, I'll set for a little bit more of a mid-range, not too gainy though. And you know, as you can see, my gain is barely on. So what I'll do is I use my pedal as just a little bit of a boost, but also a little bit of mid-range in there to kind of cut, to distinguish a, you know, just a bass tone. Which I roll my volume knob a lot. You know, with this particular. You can get all sorts of tones by just rolling your volume knob around on your guitar. The front two pickups are these Lawler pickups, these 60s pickups, which I just absolutely love. They're amazing. And then you get all the... Right, all that kind of stuff. And I'll switch back to the humbucker. Right, and then I'll kick on the snapper. And then for a lead, I'll kick on sometimes if I want just over the top craziness, I'll kick on the lift as well. So play with all that kind of stuff. You know, when you're building your own board, get it to where you got some different tones, some different distortion devices that each have their own kind of character. And then when you combine stuff together, it really gives you a lot of tonal flexibility. You know, I can be on just a normal rock song. And that's plenty of gain, you know, and then that's all you need sometimes. Or you can get, you know, that different mid-range kind of bump. Or you can add both. You know, add a little delay to that. Anyways, just an idea of some stuff to do with gain pedals. Combining, stacking, you know, having fun. Every once in a while, I'll throw a third pedal on there, and that's when it gets really crazy. But, you know, keep in mind, if you're going to be in a cover band or something like that, you want a variety of distortion tones that you can pull from. You know, get something maybe like a fuzz, so when you do like all the Hendrix stuff and those kind of things, the tones, you know, kind of recreate what you're doing. It really goes and it helps in a performance situation, and to get that whole vibe when you can kind of pull from a bunch of different tones at night. I don't use a whole lot of modulation stuff. I love the kind of univibe. Right, and then I have a compressor too, which is fun for that kind of cleaner stuff as well, but and a wah and a delay pedal. But other than that, you know, just mix it up and try to, you know, really take, if you can, buy from a place that'll let you take pedals back and take your rig in whenever you buy some pedals if you can, you know, and really go home and play with the band and see what it sounds like with the band, because oftentimes pedals will sound good in a room, or an amp for that matter will sound good in a room by itself, but once you get with the band, you just disappear. So oftentimes that means, you know, spending a little extra dough to get an amp or whatever that really works in a mix. That's why I love the Divided by 13 stuff. It's, you know, everything I've ever tried, it really, I can hear it no matter where I'm at on the stage, and even the pedals, they're just voiced really good to cut through in a mix. So if you got a dealer in your area, I highly suggest checking out that stuff. But, you know, there's tons of cool stuff out there too. So whatever works for you, make sure that it works in a band context where you cut through and you sound good and you add to the whole sound. You know, don't get so caught up in thinking, you know, I got to have my tone. Like, what works good for the situation that you're in is always something to consider. So there you have it, my little pedal rant, distortion talk, pep talk. Thanks for watching. You guys rock.